Okay, let's get this going. Welcome to the stream. I'm just going to start playing this right now, full screen. What's up? We are here with a couple of things that we wanted to talk about. We got the Denver Metro market updates. We got, I guess, two big developments, right? We got of course, the October 2024 market updates, thanks to the Ruth team, talking about the rents, the median home prices, things that are going on to the markets, days on markets, and so many other things with that. But then also, number two, we are going to be talking about the upcoming YouTube video that I'm not going to be releasing this week, which is the 17th. Let me just make sure here, get my dates all right. Usually I release my long form videos on the 17th, so it's not going to be this 17th, but it'll be the 24th, right before Thanksgiving. Got a huge update on that. Oh my gosh, so much research and information on that piece of content. It goes into like the up and coming neighborhoods, and I was thinking of a couple of metrics with that, and the metrics involved like what did the metrics include? It was like sorry, one second here. It was like demographics, like people, like population growth, rent growth, home price growth, and there was one other metric. It was four major metrics. Rent growth, price growth, and I forgot the last one. But nonetheless, yeah, really excited to show all this to you guys and get things going. So appreciate you hanging out. So let's go first with the Denver Metro updates for the October 2024 information, right? Let me see here. I just want to put in chat here. What's up? Feel free to Q&A here or chat. We're just talking Denver Metro. Yeah, super stoked for it. Let's get right into it. Mainstream. Yeah, this whole OBS studio is fantastic to me. I'm learning more and more about this stuff and the transitions, the music behind it. It's royalty free, so YouTube should not be shutting it down, which is great. And then also like setting things up for chat so that I'm not missing anything for anything like I'm also streaming on Twitch, like on the just chatting genre, but really excited to just go over these numbers and also go through OBS. Just really excited for it. Not caffeine in this, it is Element. Recently a big fan for that kind of stuff. Not that kind of stuff, but like the let's see, open and stream, we should be fine. Okay, so getting into it. Okay. So we got October 24 market trends report. Really excited for this. Thank you to the Ruth team for coming out with this. I love seeing this come out every month. First things first, we got to go over the median home price, $599,975, pretty much $600,000, up 4.3% month over month. Really excited for this, and a lot of my buyers are just curious how the market's going, and it's interesting to see October's numbers go up. I think this is when the interest rates dipped a little bit. I think we were seeing stuff in like the low sixes, but now I believe we're seeing interest rates up into like the 7.5% now for a primary residence. It's kind of crazy. So now we go into the closed homes. More transactions happened. We got 3,443. Of course, this is just a snapshot, right? We're going to be going over to the specific numbers and how things performed year over year as well. Sales volume, 2.44 billion. So more or a higher increase in, total volume. Months of inventory went down 11%. Crazy. I mean, it was growing for like pretty significantly month over month over the past 3-4 months. And yet the median days on market has increased on the MLS. So 26 days, up 4%. And truth be told, I have not reviewed this newsletter all the way through. So I'm going into this blind and wanted to make sure that, you get my full on reaction and my raw thoughts on the market and what I'm seeing and how and what my reactions are to this market, right? Active listings, you got less month over month. New listings, you got down. Pending sales, so more transactions are happening, right? But fewer are coming onto the market, which is actually pretty normal for the winter market. So now we get into the market overview. So I don't know if you guys could see this. I'm going to zoom in maybe a little bit more here. There we go. So active listings at month's end, you get almost 11,000 compared to September 2024, which was last month. We are down about 1.57%. Year over year, we are up. We got a lot of listings and things are sitting on the market much longer than what we were seeing last year, September of 2023. October of 2023. That was October 2023 numbers. It's up 46%. Pretty significant. Now we go into the new listings. Not as many new listings coming onto the market. Minus 7% up year over year, which is pretty normal, or I guess to be expected. I'm trying to find out if there's any numbers here that is like out of the ordinary here, but we got an increase of closed homes compared to month over month. October last year, year over year, you're also seeing an increase compared to last year, October 2023. Close price average $708K. Close price median. I like looking at the median home price because average, sometimes you just get these astronomical numbers over in the mountains with these like hundreds of acres properties. I mean, you got like $28 million homes, things like that. So I like to look at median home price. So median home price, as we showed in the snapshot, $599,000, which is up from last month and also up from last year. So up 4% month over month, really significant there. Actually very significant. I mean, you're usually seeing that month over month percentage of 4.3% year over year, right? It's kind of crazy. So you're seeing that 3%. I mean, October 2023 is 580K versus the 600,000 that we're pretty much at this point. So really interesting. Another metric that I like to look at is the close to price ratio. So at the close to price ratio, what that means is at 100%, you are closing at the list price. So let's say you have a property that's listed at $600,000 and you close at $600,000 with no further negotiation on the actual purchase price. That would be 100%. It's a 1-to-1 close price to list price ratio. Now, what we're actually seeing in this October 2024 snapshot is that you have less than 100% of close price to list price ratio, right? So what that means is that people are closing lower than what the list price was by about 1.35-ish%. So if you got a $600,000 home, based on this metric right here, you're looking at, closing at what, 590, maybe 585, something like that. So pretty significant. I mean, nothing to, it's nothing to write home about, but it kind of shows that buyers are negotiating in this market. And so with that being said, I'm sure there's more behind the curtain here of this 98.66%, right? So kind of want to show this here. Oh, there we go. I kind of want to show this right here and show you guys. Oh my gosh, never mind. Usually I'm able to like mark it, right? So I'm just going to draw it right here. So with that 98.66% and 98.91%, so you are like buyers are taking advantage of the market and what sellers are able to, or what sellers are on the market right now, right? So 98.91%. So we have seen a decrease of 0.25% of that closed price to list price ratio, which means people are closing lower than last month versus the list price. Does that make sense? If not, let me know. So I'm going to erase this real quick. Erase that. So now we go into, let's see here. Yeah, active listings at month's end. So this is just detached. I'm just going to stick to the residential. I thought that was pretty interesting. I like to look at those metrics, and specifically the close price to list price ratio, because I work with a lot of buyers, a lot of investors, and they're curious what the negotiations are like behind the scenes, right? And I think I haven't touched on that really, but like this 98.66% that we're seeing right here is just the price, right? We're not seeing the negotiations that are happening of, let's say, seller concessions or any sort of repairs or replacements that are happening with inspections. So I think this is just a touching point and a tip of the glacier instance of what it's like to be in this market. So that being said, I feel like there's a lot more to it, and we're just going to go into these insights here of market highlights. Thanksgiving Christmas approach, buyer traffic and activity typically decline. Season slowdown often leads buyers to perceive listings that stay on the market over the holiday season as highly motivated sellers, leading them to expect better deals. Yeah, this is a really good point. I think this is, how should I frame this? Those properties that have been on the market for, let's say, 30 or 60 days, maybe it's just the seasonal slowdown and less buyers are on the market just because they want to wait for the holidays, right? Which is very reasonable. However, we should not expect the world. I think if we were to find highly motivated sellers, I think that's more of like 60 plus days on market in June and July. That's when you know that like buyers are not coming to see the property. Sellers are like, whoa, what's going on here? Did I price this wrong? Is something wrong with the house? Is it just not showing well? And so, yeah, this is a really good point of the holiday season just slowing down any sort of transactions happening in the Denver area. Sellers planning a holiday listing should capture the listing photos now, take advantage of the neutral settings before holiday decorations come up. Yep, makes sense. While it's not officially a buyer's market, it certainly feels like one. Perhaps a new term is needed, buyer opportunity market, reflecting how a balanced market feels after a decade of being a strong seller's market. Yeah, I mean, at the same time, there's still a lot of houses that are like, even though, well, let me see here. I'm going to back up a little bit on what I was trying to say. Buyers, or perhaps there's a new term needed, buyer opportunity market. Yeah. So reflecting how a balanced market feels after a decade of being a strong seller's market. So we were so used to having a seller's market, right? We were so used to having like negotiating lightly, especially like 2020, 2021, when the rates were like, 2.5%, 3%, maybe even 4%. It was still very attractive. And now that interest rates have hovered around like 7-ish percent, 7.5%, even 6%, right? Now that it's been at that number for so long, there's still a lot of people that are like waiting for that perfect opportunity. And so now that sellers are not getting as many buyers because they can't afford the mortgage payment with the new interest rates, this is a buyer opportunity market, which I think is a properly named kind of market here. Seasonal slowdown coupled with election distractions has put buyers in the driver's seat. Sellers are more willing to offer concessions on price, repairs, and closing costs. Yeah, and that's October, and I feel like that's going to get into November and December, depending on what the seller wants to do during the holiday season. Let's see. Realtors should focus on the past 30 to 45 days of activity when advising clients on pricing, comparing current prices to those even 3 months old could result in overpricing, leading to extended days on market and multiple price drops, potentially deterring buyers on prompting lower offers. Yeah, I can agree with that. I mean, the thing is that I'm not working with too many listings these days. You know, it's kind of it's interesting to see this, and especially being primarily a buyer agent. Yeah, there's still a lot of interesting factoids and strategies that you could do for being a seller and being a listing agent. I mean, step one, price it correctly. I think, you know, instead of getting, you do a proper job on like your CMA, your comparative market analysis for those of you who don't know, and make sure you price it correctly. Let's see. Cities are increasingly vigilant about renovation projects that lack proper permits and are red flagging non-compliant work. Okay. I mean, which is not too crazy. Let's see. Okay, here we go. This is really interesting. Minneapolis-based company has purchased over 129 acres near Denver International Airport in Aurora, intending to develop into a new industrial complex. Very interesting. I'm curious what that might look like. Give me a couple seconds here. Let's see if I can. Let's see. Let's see. Minneapolis-based company, 129 acres, Denver, near DIA. Oh, here we go. Let's check this out. Okay. No, don't want to subscribe. Continue reading from $1 per week. That makes me not want to see this at all. Okay. This sounds... That's a bummer too. Retail giant buys properties near DIA for 91 mil. Which retail giant? Oh my gosh. So many paywalls. I don't think that's it. Well, we are going to keep this under wraps for now. So, yeah, it'd be interesting to see how that works out. To be curious to see what people say about that. Denver will transform the landscape. I'm just going to skip around. Okay, here we go. High altitude luxury homes in Colorado are increasingly featuring home oxygenation systems. Like in the air and the water? What does that mean? Like increasingly featuring home oxygenation systems. Like, I mean, you can inject more oxygen into water, but I mean, I think the max oxygen we can have in the atmosphere at one time is like what, 21%, 22% even. Any more than that is, you know, possibly flammable. So I don't think they want to increase it like really significantly, right? So let's see. Denver City Council approved a rezoning plan around Ball Arena to support residential redevelopment project that will create a neighborhood with parks, paths, retail, and approximately 6,000 housing units. This is really interesting. Yeah, I mean, let's take a look at that real quick. Let's see. Ball Arena, redevelopment. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is it. I mean, this is really cool. I like to see this kind of development too. Especially when it gets into like being close to stadiums. We saw so much development happening in the Mile High Stadium area, right? And so seeing this too happen near Ball Arena, I mean, I think it's definitely due for some upgrades and redevelopment. So check this out. 55 acres, 5 bridges, 10 acres of open space, 10 to 12 million GSF, grounds of square feet. I don't know what that means. 1 mile of bike lanes, all close to the Ball Arena. I mean, this is pretty attractive. I'm just going to try to zoom out here so that people that are watching it on shorts are able to see the whole thing. But yeah, I would also type in the URL visionplan.ballarena.com. And so we got the Sun Valley Crossing, the Parkway, the Signature Park, the actual public area for the ball arena, and then there was something else on the east side too. Super cool. Yeah, I mean, we were seeing like Turntable Studios not too far away, and so seeing Ball Arena here with the trails not too far away and Wynkoop Crossing. Okay, I mean, going straight into Lodo, super attractive. Looking to the future. Wynkoop Crossing. There's a video here, pretty interesting. I mean, this is going to be huge. I mean, especially for people that have purchased within the Lodo area. Yeah, very cool. So, going back into this, let's see. Denver's living costs are approximately 27% above the national average. Yeah, it's no question that Denver's expensive. I mean, the rent is also pretty high as well. But I think this living cost is mainly a factor of housing. I mean, we're looking at, I think Denver was like the 10th most expensive metropolitan area in America, if I remember correctly. I mean, when you could, well, I don't even know. Don't quote me on that. So yeah, it's mainly based on housing. When you have a $600,000 median home price, it's all very significant, right? Versus other metropolitan cities, let's say like Columbus, Ohio, or even the neighbor of Kansas, or even going into Missouri for Kansas City, like you're looking at median home prices of like 450, 400K. And so here we are at 600K. So that 27% definitely makes sense. Moving on a little bit, nationwide agent compensation has remained steady for homes under 1 million. For homes over 1 million, it has dropped about 13 basis points. 13 basis points is what? 13%? Beeps, if you will. So pretty interesting. I usually work with homes that are under 1 million. For first-time home buyers, I mean, that's definitely significant. So pretty interesting. Zillow will now show, or will soon show, climate risk data on its listings. I mean, this is probably for Florida, Louisiana, and actually with the climate risk data on its listings that's showing right here, you got hail, you got wildfires, you got other things, potential flooding. I mean, if you live close to some of these creeks, right? So there is that potential for insurance going up, and FEMA being a factor with flood insurance. So Colorado is one of the higher states that, or Colorado is one of the highest states with higher. Oh my gosh, what am I trying to say? Colorado is one of the states with the highest insurance costs, and it's due to those natural phenomena, right? The climate risk data on its listings, that's also based on like the hail and the flood and all the good stuff. Redfin surveys show that 23% of first-time home buyers are waiting until after the election to purchase, citing reasons like economic uncertainty, potential Fed rate cuts, and candidate policy impacts. I can't tell you how many conversations I had just on the election. And the one thing that I've learned with the government and elections and policies and things like that is that you just never know. You never know when the Fed is actually going to cut rates, because they promised several rate cuts over the next 4 years, but now it's gone up again, right? You don't know what the government's going to do. And the threat of the Biden administration removing the 1031 exchange, you just don't know. So what you do know and what you can control is your finances, how you can get into the real estate game, and how you can make it affordable. And how you make it affordable is through house hacking and making sure you finance correctly. Find the proper financing, make sure you get proper loan advice, work with a great lender, and make sure that you're able to afford that mortgage payment and able to sell and able to save as much money as possible, especially after your living expenses, right? So, anyways, let me move this over a little bit. I feel like you can't really see this. Okay, let me see here. You might be able to see it on the on shorts on my vertical scene here. Let's see. Sorry, I'm just making sure I'm not missing anything in chat. According to Zillow's 2024 Consumer Housing Trends Report, the largest share of buyers lives in the South, 43%, followed by the Midwest, 23%, the West, 21%, and Northeast, 13%. Looks like nationwide news. I think, yep. Looking at nationwide, this totally makes sense. The South, probably the most affordable area in the nation. So that totally makes sense. And I feel like we're considered the West. Colorado's considered the West, so 21% there. And the Northeast, 13%. It's just pretty unaffordable over there. People are so used to renting in that area. Let's see. Okay, National Association of Realtors predicts a 3.8% rise in existing home prices by the end of 2024, with a 2% year-over-year increase by the end of 2025. I mean, why are we predicting all the way until the end of 2025? COVID 2.0 might happen. I don't know. Like, there's just so much that could happen within this time. It just doesn't make any sense predicting that far ahead, in my honest opinion. Earth tones like terracotta. Okay, I don't care about that. Quick stats. Or actually, let's go over the mortgage, right? Since the Fed cut the rate by 0.5% on September 18th, mortgage rates have been climbing, starting at 6.15% and reaching 7.02 by the end of October. And with some of my buyers, they're looking at rates that are around like 7.5 for our primary residence right now. Kind of crazy. I know. I don't know exactly why, and it's probably better that you trust a real estate professional that is a mortgage broker that might be able to predict this better than I can. So let's see here. Let's see. For the third consecutive year, mortgage rates have spiked just before Halloween. Spooky. Am I right? Maybe it's something to predict for next year. And maybe if you really wanted to lock in a rate, lock it in a week before Halloween, as opposed to, just waiting for that perfect time, even after Halloween. I'm not going to read through all this, but buyers are lured back into the market. Mortgage rates hit a 19-month low in September at 6.1%. And I think that's why we're getting so... I mean, these numbers were so significant. I mean, looking at right here, mortgage rates hit a 19-month low in September at 6.1%, bolstering sales into October. Yeah, I think that's why we were seeing median home prices go up. And then, I mean, who knows what the economics is going to be when Trump takes office. Really hard to say with all that good stuff. Once election results are finalized, buyers and sellers are likely to refocus on the real estate markets. Yeah, I'm hitting up everyone after the elections happen. So I'm going through my list right now, being like, hey, elections are over. You said you'd wait until after it. So here we are now. Active listings at month's end. I'm, for the sake of like not being able to see it here on the verticals, I guess I zoomed out a little bit here. Let's see. Okay, yeah, here we go. Residential median and average home price, that's been increasing. Residential median and average price. I mean, that was a huge jump right here, right? Looking at this jump right here, very significant. I mean, this is the power of what 6.1% interest rates can do, especially when people are so used to low 7%. Going from 672K to 708 on average, or 576K median and 599K median as well. So pretty interesting. Average days on MLS. Okay, a October data. I think we already went through this year to date. Okay, this is year to date information. Maybe this is something to point out. Let's see. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more here. So, see, active listings at month's end. That's been a significant increase. This is the largest amount of active listings that we've seen in a long time, right? I mean, looking at this. Last year at this time, around the end of October, we saw 7,500-ish active listings. And the year before that, 7,200, 7,300. 2021, that was a crazy year, honestly. I mean, people were chomping at the bits. Every real estate agent looked like they were geniuses at that time. We had 3,300 active listings at month's end. So we had 3,400 active listings at month's end in 2021. And looking at the percent difference of all these numbers, I mean, we see like 46% active listings at month's end. And for those of you who are not able to see it on shorts, 2024, you get 50%. And then in 2024 versus 2021, 224% increase of active listings at month's end. What a time to be alive, right? So new listings, not too crazy here. I mean, new listings, this kind of shows that like active listings versus new listings have been hovering around that like 50K to 60K amount. But active listings at month's end, it's just been a ride. Like that's been staying on and up over 10K for a while now. So it comes to show that people or like houses are staying on the market for longer in this time. So yeah, pretty interesting. Closed transactions, median home price. Okay, here we go. This is a metric that you just need to see for any, like as a buyer, right? So as a buyer coming out to this, and now you're able to see this here. So looking at this, let's see here. As a buyer, seeing this number, especially over the course of just 4 years, right? Just 4 years, the median close price year to date in 2024, what is that, like last year of for October, I believe it was, yeah. whatever that is. So $592,000, it was the median close price in 2024. 2023, 580K. 2022, 592K. In 2021, 525K. In 2020, 450K. This is the explosiveness of the Denver market right now. And it's not just the Denver market that we're seeing this. We're seeing this almost nationwide. We're back in 2020, 2021. Things were just exploding because sellers were coming onto the market. They were able to sell and they were able to come into the market with a low interest rate back in 2020 and 2021, right? But when we see those numbers sort of stagnate in 2022 and 2023 and going into 24, I mean, it was only a percent increase of 0.03%, so not that much of an increase, and then 2.1% in 23 to 24. However, looking at just a 4-year difference, we see a 32% increase from 2020's median home price to 2024's median home price. If that just does not get you thinking about having the equity gain and having you just have so much leverage with that kind of appreciation and money locked into your home and possibly using it to cash out refi when rates are lower, or selling the home to, take advantage of tax advantages when you're living in the home 2 years out of the 5 and you're married or whatever it might be. There is such an advantage to just holding onto the property, even over the course of just 4 years. Obviously, this is just a snapshot in the grand scheme of things, but when you compare it to, let's say, 30 years before, you're seeing the same numbers come up. You're looking at what, 4, 5, maybe even 6% appreciation per year, and that's really significant. So that just gets me jazzed up seeing those kinds of numbers going into it. Days on MLS median, you got the 99.25. Yeah, okay. So I know we talked about this earlier about the close price to list price ratio, right? So you see in 2024 and 2023 that it's lower than what the list price was, right? Because if it's lower than 100%, that means people have closed under the list price, right? But when you look at 2021 and 2022, you're looking at 2 to 3% over asking price. And that is significant because comparing it to this in 2024 and 2023, you're looking at what, 0.5% to 0.8% under asking price. But during this time, like in 2022 and 2021, you're looking at almost 3% over asking price. I mean, 3% over asking price on a $600,000 property is another 18 grand. Yeah, I mean, that's another 18 grand that you're putting into the house. Really significant here. So yeah, thought that was a really interesting stat point right there. I won't go into the detached versus attached, but the general idea is that detached is a little bit more attractive, and you're looking at like, you're looking at single family homes. You're looking at, yeah, pretty much single family homes, maybe even duplexes. But then attached, you're looking at townhomes, condos, and apartments. So yeah, thought that was pretty interesting. Market trends. One segment that I wanted to bring you guys on is, yeah, this is the majority of my clients' budget is in the $500,000 to $750,000 range. So attached versus detached. I'm gonna zoom out a little bit here so that you're able to see this. 500,000 to 750,000, a lot closed, 1,200 closed, still a lot active compared to the rest of the market here in the Denver area. I mean, almost half is active within this price range. Months of inventory, you got 2.6, which is pretty normal. So yeah, closed, you got 165, and now, yeah. So looking at the attached, oh no, sorry, we want to keep to detached because a lot of people just want to buy single family homes versus attached. So you got a pretty low number here compared to the rest, honestly. Months of inventory, you don't have much months of inventory in the 300 to 500K range. Probably because that includes like condos, townhomes, and they're just a lot more approachable than, let's say, that 500 to 750 range of 2.62. So pretty interesting. Let's see here. Month over month. Yeah, what are you thinking so far? Do you think, pretty interesting numbers? I feel like I love seeing this report come out every month. And again, thanks to the Ruth team, RUETH, if you want to go look them up. Nicole Ruth, I've worked with her before on one transaction, and she was stellar. I really liked how she operates, and her team is fantastic as well. Go look them up. Breakdown by price range. I'm not going to read through all this. TLDR, it just gives you an idea of what that looks like. But Miss Heather O'Leary here would be a pretty interesting person to go through just to see what the breakdown would be for price range and what it has been for the month over month and even over the past year. 1 million or more. Let's look at going straight to this 500K to 750K, right? Let's see here. Yeah. By the way, are you guys able to hear me? I mean, I'm sure the music's like able to cut through a little bit, but I want to make sure that let's see. Just want to make sure that you guys are able to hear me. I turned the music down a little bit so that you're able to hear me a little bit more. Yeah, sorry. I don't know why it started to slow down a little bit, but okay. Attached and oh, sorry, yeah, attached plus detached. We're looking at just residential here. Um, Year over year, you're seeing a lot more new listings. We got 3% new listings, increase in new listings. Pending, you got 22% more, 9% more closings, 9% more sales versus last year. Sorry, month over month. This is oh, wait. Oh, yeah, sorry, year over year. We're looking at year over year. My gosh. Sorry to go back and forth on this stuff. So October 2023, we had 17 days on the MLS. Now we have just about 1 month days on the MLS. So a 52% increase, pretty significant within this 500 to 750K price point. Really interesting. Okay, let's look at this a little bit more. What is interesting as well, so I remember like back in the beginning, we were talking about the close price to list price ratio, and that's for like the whole swath of real estate within the Colorado area. Here we are just speaking about the 500K to 750K. It's actually a less discrepancy between listing price versus the close price. I mean, we're looking at like 0.5%, right? So with that being said, I still think that we are able to negotiate pretty significantly going into this market if you're looking in this price range as a buyer, right? So your close price to list price ratio is still pretty interesting, but that's just the price. I think there's still a lot of negotiations that can happen behind the scenes with, let's say, deadlines or inspections, repairs, replacements, or anything like that. This just does not tell the whole story. So pretty interesting. Mortgages. This is the Nicole Ruth. She has a fantastic YouTube channel as well. Go check her out. I'm not going to go through this. I feel like a mortgage lender would give you a better insight on the market versus myself. So, but looking at the rental market, I know a lot of you out there are curious to see what the rental market is like, especially because some of you are house hackers. So let's go over that real quick. Single family, you got the median 1 bedroom, 1,600 versus last month it was 1,610. And then last year is 1,550. So year over year, you got a 3% increase. But people are seeing this month over month and they're like, oh my God, rents are not increasing. That's crazy. But you got to look at it from the big picture. Rent in general goes up about what? 2, 3, maybe even 4% per year. And it really does depend where, what kind of style the unit is, furnished, so many factors here, right? So looking at that, one thing I will say that I thought was really interesting, medium 3-bedroom, it has decreased pretty significantly. I mean, like 3-ish% going into 2024 of October. Decrease of 3-ish% month over month and 3% decrease year over year as well. And that's for single family. 2-bedroom places, it looks like it's like that happy medium. I mean, like pretty stagnant, 2,200 and 0.69% increase year over year. Multifamily looks like it got hit hard in the condo, townhome, apartment sector of real estate. Got hit pretty hard year over year. A lot less active listings compared to October 2023. Days on market still going up. So you're still seeing some active listings and things just not getting picked up, right? So really interesting. Thank you, Rental Beast, for coming up with this information. And for those of you who don't know what this includes, right? What this includes is the 11 counties, Park County, Clear Creek, Gilpin, Boulder, Jefferson, Broomfield, Denver, Adams, Arapahoe, Douglas, and Elbert. A wide swath. This is a really large county map. Yeah, pretty significant. I mean, when you're looking at those initial numbers that we were looking at the very beginning, this is what it includes. And, you know, take that with a grain of salt here. So if you really want more specific information of like what zip code is improving and up and coming neighborhoods, that's something that you should wait for next week because I got a good piece of content for you. It's probably going to be like 20 minutes, honestly. Like there's so much to talk about in that in the data that I collected, and I want to give you guys an idea of what that looks like just today, like on this stream. So that being said, yeah, market trends committee, blah blah blah. Yeah, market or Nicole Ruth is great to work with. I liked working with her. So that being said, let's go into some good information here. Let me see. I'm gonna put it in full screen real quick. Yeah, what do you guys think? Like, is this good information? I want to make sure that this is entertaining for you or informative for you. Yeah, sorry, it's a little laggy right now. Dropped frame rate. I don't know why. Let me see here. Okay. Getting into this. Okay. Up and coming neighborhoods. Now just switch over the camera for y'all. Another interesting point here, and I've already laid it out, and I'm sort of revealing a lot here for you to, I guess, experience before the piece of content comes out. But yeah, so the up and coming neighborhoods that I wanted to do some different metrics on, and this is my script, so don't pay attention to it. So we got property value. These are the 4 metrics that I'm property value, rental demand and income potential, development and infrastructure projects, and overall demographic shifts. Let's see here. I got a treat for you. This is a really large data set of information of various different points of 4 ways that I'm coming up with up and coming neighborhoods within the city of Denver area. And number 1 is rental income potential. Number 2 is appreciation and median home price increase or decrease or rate over the years. Number 3 is the demographics and population. And number 4 is any developments happening within the area. So I compiled that all within this Excel sheet, and I'm going to be talking about this within my next, what do you call it? My next YouTube video. And so here's a little idea of what these zip codes. So I broke it down by zip code, right? So I got 80206, and it's all within numerical order-ish. Not numerical, it's actually ranked. And I'm really excited to show you guys how it's ranked, what zip codes ranked number 1 in appreciation, what zip codes ranked number 1, 2, and 3 on rental income, developments happening around their neighborhood, and also just the population growth as well. So you should stick around and follow my YouTube channel because I'm going to be talking about all of this, not this coming Sunday, but the next Sunday on November 24th. So we're going to be going over like the rate change, like the rent increase or decrease from 2023 to 2024 and even into 2025 based on projections that even like say Section 8 is going to go over, or even Zillow projections and all of that good stuff. So really excited to show you guys that. So yeah, this is a hefty amount of data set here. So median sale price increase % year over year. And I'm not going to go into the number 1, number 2, number 3 slot, but if you look quickly here, I'm going to, let's say, sort sheet Z to A, sort sheet A to Z. Number 1 increase in median home price year over year What takes the cake? A 15% increase year over year is zip code 80236. And 80236 is right over here, close to the Bomar area, is just north of Bomar, close to the Inglewood area, just west of Inglewood. So this is the kind of information that I'm going to be showing to you guys on the YouTube video. So really excited for it. Definitely stick around for it. Yeah, number 2, 80218. Number 3 is 80203. So yeah, I ranked them all by year over year percent increase, and really excited to show you guys all that information. So that being said, I got not much else for you. I don't want to reveal too much. I want to give you guys a reason to come back to me and watch more content. So yeah. If you guys got any questions or like stuff that you want to discuss or you want to hear on the stream, or if you want to just talk about what questions you have along the way, please let me know. I'm really looking forward to it because I want to make this for you. Yeah, guys. Till next time, thanks so much. And I'll see you next week. I'll go stream next week. I'll make it a weekly thing as much as I can. So appreciate it, guys.